Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here on this Friday morning. Got a great weekend ahead of us. A beautiful day today. All kinds of things going on this weekend throughout the Panhandle. Some exciting things. But let's get on with our weather. We're looking at a high today of 60 and a low of 44. Nice, cool day. Water temperature has been 61.7 right now. It's been around 61, 62 all week long. The river readings, Apalachicola, Bluntstown, if you're looking at it, we're still in our high water mark, folks. It's still over 20. In fact, it's right at still at 22 foot. I know I've received some pictures from Howard Creek, and there's a lot of water all throughout the lower end of the Apalachicola now. So be careful around those ditches, and there's some water across some of the roads there. It's just a low area there when you get this over 20 foot. So it's been that way for about a week and a half now. The Apalachicola, like I say, that's in good shape there as far as it's going down just a hair. But look at the Choctawhatchee, it's up there too. It's over 12 foot. It's 12 and a half foot right now. So the Choctawhatchee is really high this weekend. If you're going down the river, you got to be real careful with all that debris in the water. Now looking at a tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. We're looking at a neap tide today. It's just not movement at all. Not much going on, but it's going to be aided by the wind. The wind's going to be coming in out of the west, and swapping around or swinging around to the northwest. It's going to be the west at about 15 miles an hour. So about the middle of the day, it's going to be really strong. Then it's dying off in the afternoon. It's going to go down to about 5 coming out of the northwest. So this afternoon will be a good time to get out there. Let's take a break, and we'll be right back with our guest. Welcome back, and look who's here this Friday. We're just talking about Brad.
Good morning, sir.
Always great to have Brad on. I told him to feel like Santa Claus. Once a month, he comes on with all kind of fun, enjoyable things. We're going to be giving away all kind of stuff later on, but first, what we got down at the shop?
We, like always, we sell, like old Ron says, we sell everything from hot sauce to kayaks.
Okay.
And everything in between. So this is the time of year. I think the store looks empty when people walk in. They're like, oh my gosh, you have so much new stuff. Mm-hmm. To me, it's empty right now because it's springtime. We're waiting on all the spring releases to come out. As y'all know, Olakai, we love Olakai. I'll talk about that later in the show. We have their spring stuff coming. I don't know if the men or women's coming first. We get so much new stuff in the springtime. I had to start busting up the orders because I get overwhelmed, and I decided not to do anything. I go to Los Angeles and eat chips and salsa instead of entering flip-flops and shoes into the system. But we're just trucking along. It's good to see the locals starting to come out. They're recovered from the holidays. It's starting to get a little warmer. I mean, you wouldn't tell it by some of the colder temperatures we had earlier this week, but It got cold. But Saturdays, everybody comes to St. Andrews on Saturdays.
Saturday's a big day down there.
It is.
So cool. And what's refreshing, years ago, it used to be Saturdays was a big day in St. Andrews because of the fishing fleets coming in. Now it's because of all the stuff y'all have down there. Exactly.
We had the farmers market at St. Andrews. They set up at the Smith Yacht Basin from 8 to 1. Tons of local produce, local arts, local crafts. Sometimes they'll have live entertainment, sometimes they won't. It's just a fantastic day. If you've never had that kettle corn down there or the crepes, there's always a waiting line at both of those tents. And then when you're done there, walk down and see us at Sunjammers. We're just a few blocks away.
We're going to do. I've got a couple weekends of my granddaughter in travel volleyball, but just as soon as it's over, we're going to meet down there one Saturday morning. I'm going to get all those fresh vegetables and some of that corn, and we're going to come over to the shop and we may do a book signing or something.
Absolutely, yeah.
We'll do that.
Come down and hang out at the shop. Somebody's always hanging out at the shop. It's just any given time when you walk in there, there's probably somebody just sitting around talking, shooting the breeze.
And when I go down there, my mind just flashes back to the late 1800s, early 1900s, because right where that shop is, those guys years ago were building boats right there and launching them right there for that fishing fleet, right where you are. And then right next door, it was amazing at the heritage right there in St. Andrews.
Absolutely.
I can't help but think. And Lambert Ware landed there in 1882. Yep. And now the little lake is Ware Lake.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the heritage of all of St. Andrews is one of the very first fishing villages. It's just special down there.
It is. So before we get into the good stuff, the Publishing Museum is open back up.
Saw that.
They reclaimed floors. They had to pull their old floors. They were tired before the storm, and the storm just went ahead and did them in. They got brand new hardwood floors that they reclaimed from the Milk Dud factory in Chicago.
Is that right?
To make it a little closer, Dan Bailey, who owns the Amavitas and the one in St. Andrews, his grandfather or uncle or something owned the factory before they sold it a few years ago.
Wow.
Where the wood came out of. So it's all kind of full circle.
And that publishing company, dear to me, because the very first newspaper ever published in this area was the St. Andrew Messenger. It was in 1878. And when I did my book, and someone had a foresight to save those on microfilm. All those old newspapers are saved from, and I've told you before, from 1878 to 1978, I read every newspaper for the 100 years on microfilm. It took me over a year to do that, but it makes me appreciate those journalists back in the day, because they would cover the fishing boats, because there wasn't the NFL and those kind of things to cover, because they couldn't even know about them. But the boats coming in, that was a big deal.
It was.
And they listed Captain so-and-so Holstenbach brought in 400 pounds of snapper, 800 pounds of, and you know what? I talked to an old timer too. I didn't realize that the old timers they didn't care about the they'd rather have pompano more than anything. Mm-hmm. And then his group and then the snapper.
Yep.
Really interesting. Well, anyway, I'll get on history. We'll talk the whole show.
Absolutely. And let's touch on that history for one more second. In the Publishing Museum, they have a gallery wall they have an exhibit on all the time. Mm-hmm. Right now, it's letters from Lillian.
Oh,
so
Lillian
it's
West.
Hand-written letters that she wrote George West.
Yep.
You know, and it's just, you have to go in and read them, and it's unbelievable. The passion and she had to be brave to talk about that, because she was a very outspoken woman in the early 1900s.
Yeah.
So it was unbelievable.
The calligraphy and
it is beautiful. Yeah. So every Wednesday and Friday at 1:30, there's a historic walking tour that starts. That Come By Sunjammers will fill you in on all the information. I don't want to spend all this time on the Publishing Museum, but I'm passionate about it as well. And if you've never taken the walking tour in St. Andrews, it is the most fun you can have about learning about the history of St. Andrews. It is unbelievable. So
it's cool.
So let's go from the history and let's fast forward to the present.
And you gotta have a cap when you go outdoors.
Absolutely. So this is just a sampling. Salty Swagger came out. I'm wearing a Salty Swagger hat here. They've always had just their traditional classic Salty Swagger hat with just a big Salty Swagger in the middle. So a little revamp for spring of 2020. So I'm just gonna kind of roll through these. All these are on Richardson 112 hats, which is, I think, the most comfortable hat you can ever wear. So I'm just going to kind of roll through here. This is an embroidered patch right here. It's not I don't like sewn-on patches. So when embroidered stats right here, it's super clean. I was iffy on it, but I've really fallen in love with this hat.
How's it attached?
This right here it's embroidered.
Okay, it's all on there. Okay, good
It's
deal.
just like your hat, but it's all embroidered. There's no patch sewn on there.
But it makes it look like a patch. Okay.
Another color here. A few side hits, and then we get into our flag hooks on the side.
And these are local folks, or what were they?
Yeah, I guess we'll talk about how local it is here.
Look at those; those are pretty.
Yep, and I like that one.
That green color, yes,
just
sir.
a light visible. So, Salty Swagger, we haven't told a ton of people, but my wife Jamie and I, we purchased Salty Swagger about a year ago now.
No way, you didn't tell me that.
So yeah, I thought you knew. I don't know. So Salty Swagger was started by Josh and Raymond, local boys.
Yeah, Atkinson.
Yeah, and Sauls. They fantastic guys. Yeah. They're tugboat captains. They're commercial fishermen. They're charter boat captains. They grew up on the water. Their heritage is on the water. In fact, Josh Sauls has a charter boat tour company called Heritage Excursions now, just kind of paying homage to his dad and grandpa who kind of helped him get going. So with this being such a popular brand for us in Sunjammers, I had ideas, they had ideas, so we came to an agreement that Jamie and we bought Salty Swagger.
Congratulations.
So
I'd love to see that.
I don't know if it's congratulations or what the heck are you thinking, but
condolences. No, but here's a local company getting started, from grassroots and all. There's a local businessman buying them out, and it's all still local. Win-win.
Yeah, and it's super early in the morning right now. I've already been texting Josh this morning about stuff, so we're super close with them. They're really, really good people. And if you want to see a ton of Salty Swagger stuff, there'll be a booth of it set up at the Emerald Coast Boat Show this weekend at Pier Park.
Oh, cool.
Inside the Florida Water Sports tent.
Okay. Let's take a quick break and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back, folks. We're here. I've got to show a couple of pictures, but Brad has so much cool stuff. Show a couple more while I get set up for the picture, Brad.
So keeping along with Salty Swagger, we have we just did a little customization, a little decoration on some Yeti cups. So all these were decorated at Yeti. So you have a full Yeti warranty. This is the camp mug. It's one of my favorites. Has a good handle on it. If I'm at home, I'm drinking coffee out of this a lot. This is the 20-ounce Rambler. We have more colors. We have more sizes of the Yeti product, all with Salty Swagger on it.
I like those. Those are very catchy.
Yes, and then we have the classic logo on the back of a hoodie. I know it's starting to warm up. We're starting to get to springtime here, but you still get cool mornings, cool evenings. And what I like about this top right here, it's a terry cloth inside. It fits. It is so soft. It fits so good. And then it has the giant kangaroo pocket on the front, like all hoodies are supposed to. And it's a non-zip. It's just your traditional hoodie. So I know they look horrible on TV, but they fit like a glove.
They're sort of comfortable.
Yes,
yes. Fall asleep in that terry cloth.
Yeah, my dad was when I gave him one, I think for Christmas or his birthday or something. And he wears that sucker all the time. He was not a hoodie wearer before then, but it's just comfortable.
Yeah, he looks comfortable. Okay, well, real quick, let's get some pictures. We got some more stuff to show you too, but one of the things we want to finish them up for the week. Well, let's see, real quick. I'm going to just show you a couple right here. Looking at Kevin Lee Iford. Kevin is a fine red fisherman. They just caught these, I think, Tuesday or one day this week. But look at that beautiful color this time of year. Kevin, he and his brother have an auto repair place over there in Transmitter. Good folks, and they fish together. They're good. They're right up there with Fred Myers where they're fishing now. They know how to catch redfish. There's another one there. Good job, Kevin Lee. Okay, one. Now we got to get Madison McLemore and Ben Steele up here. Today was the day to make my hunting season start. Now this is muzzle loading now. The good Lord listened and sent me a buck. I've been getting mad and over. I'm beyond stoked I've been able to kill this boy at 7 this morning. Had the best pop to help me drag and clean it. Okay, but check out the shirt. Okay, Madison McLemore, check it out.
Look at that Salty Swagger hoodie.
This is a perfect example of a local girl supporting everything with Salty Swagger on right there because it was cold in the morning. Takes a big buck, got that nice hat, and look at what she has on also. Panhandle Outdoors. Is that not? It don't get any better than that, does it?
So she's wearing a local Panhandle Outdoors shirt. She has last year's Salty Swagger hoodie. So she's been loving the brand for a while.
Yes.
And that's Mr. David Jones's hat, the 850 hat that she's wearing, which is also a local boy.
Congratulations, Madison. We're gonna have to get you come on the show doing that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. So I just wanted to get those couple of redfish and that buck in there. Got him with a big muzzle loader. And Ben Steele, he always gets in the picture. Ben's her dad and all. So we're glad to have you all. It's a good outdoor family.
And I'm proud of you for catching that Salty Swagger logo in her shirt because he was not planning to look for that Salty Swagger logo until I mentioned it.
I'll be honest, I was looking at the book, because it's rather nice. You always look for that uniformity and all. And I was looking at her uniform, and I know she's such a sweet girl and such a good outdoor girl. And her mom is a great outdoor lady. Okay, so you got some T-shirts and all.
We do, and don't forget St. Andrews Pepper Company. I don't know if I've mentioned it. As of today, we have peach salsa in stock. It is the best peach salsa. The best salsa you will ever eat is the peach salsa from St. Andrews Pepper Company. They have a bunch of different flavors. They are all amazing, but that peach salsa, there's just something about it. It's just enough sweet, just enough heat. It's unbelievable. So, and they set up every Saturday at the farmers markets. Tell people if you're down there, buy them from Dan and at St. Andrews Farmers Market.
These are local people?
They're local people.
Yeah.
Local people, good people too. So a new brand that we picked up at the shop, it's a company called Coast Hippie. And I brought just a few of their designs. We have quite a few of their designs. We have quite a few of their hats. But it's just very simple shirts, Coast Hippie. This is the back of it. They're on super soft shirts. They all have front prints. I won't show you the fronts of all of them unless they're different. But I literally just grabbed a few off the rack. I think this one right here is my favorite one. It's just Coast Hippie with a fish on it, same pocket logo on the front. Once again, feel how soft these shirts are.
Oh, I love that feel.
I've become a coffee snob. I got to have good coffee. It's got to be hot. It's got to come out of a Yeti. And I've become a fabric snob lately.
Yeah.
The shirts have got to be comfortable. The hats have got to fit right. So, and then there's just a sampling of their Coast Hippie stuff. Local company. They are based out over on 30A, but they have Bay County roots, and they're just
cool. Just
really, really, really good people. And we can't forget the new Yeti hats that I wasn't quite ready for. Just good-looking Yeti hats. They fit well. Yeti always makes really, really good products. Their hats are also good. It's got the tarpon on it. And then my favorite Yeti hat of all time is just the black on black.
Okay.
Just very simple. low profile hats.
That's cool. I like that. That black on black is hard to see though.
It is hard to see, but man, I like a black hat in case you can't tell I'm wearing one. So.
Yeah. Makes you look skinny. Makes you look skinny.
Hey, thanks. Although it's great. So everybody at home right now that's drinking their coffee, I look skinny, and they're going, that does not look skinny to me.
Well, I think it does. Look, we got a draw. We got all kinds of things to give away.
Let's give some stuff away.
Let's give some stuff away. First thing we're going to give away now is going to be that $25 gift certificate right here to Los Antojitos. And you'll run by here at the station and pick it up. And Donna I'm gonna put your name on it. Donna give it to you. So here we go. That's right. Next door to you, just right.
And if you need somebody to come down there and eat lunch with you,
that's right.
I mean, just ask for the Brad special.
Hey, you eat there a lot, don't you?
Unfortunately,
it's a special place. I really love it. It's good food.
It is. We eat there probably once a week as a family at night, if not twice, and I'm there a couple times during the week for lunch.
You're a good customer.
Yeah, I guess.
Again, these are local folks.
They are. Matt and Mensa, they're local, and they are super generous to the community.
They are.
They are unbelievable. They have their charities, and they don't talk about how much they give back to the community near enough.
It's a Mosley girl and a Bayhigh boy, and they just got a great relationship, and it's got a great business.
If this town knew how many thousands of dollars they gave back to nonprofits, they'd be blown away. But they don't do it. They don't want any recognition for it. It is unbelievable. So, Mr. Kyle, you get to go eat at Los Antojitos.
Kyle Cement, okay, right there. Okay, here you go. That will be a good trip. Now, let's jump to Tarpon Dock, because I know y'all want to cook some fish this weekend, so there's going to be a $20 gift certificate. Get anything you want down there, okay? So let's draw for it, Brad. What would you get for $20 down there, fresh food?
I don't know. I'm kind of jonesing. I'm jonesing for some fresh red snapper right now.
Ooh.
I don't know why. I've been craving it for about a week
What would your dad, being an old timer, tell you to pick up for him?
They'd want to get Mama a scamp.
Scamp, okay.
Brett Starling.
Well, okay, all the way from Southport, Brent Starling. That's the $20, and then the big red snapper.
This is what I'd get.
All right.
Let's grab. I've grabbed all them other ones off the bottom. Let me grab this one up top.
Okay.
Richard Barron from Springfield.
We got listen. We got Lynn Haven, Southport, and Springfield.
It's just did a whole little swath.
Richard Barron. Okay, that's a good situation there. We're going to take a break. And our final segment, we'll go over some little fishing spots and what's been going on the last week or two with fishing. So we'll be right back. Welcome back on the final segment for the week. We've had a great week. If you happen to get a chance to see all the shows we've had on, you want to watch that Wednesday show with Bobby Smith catching his 50,000th bass. Is that incredible?
How does he count that high?
50,000, yeah. So watch that show. Get your friends to watch it. It was a classic here. So we're going to wrap up the week. We had a great week. Now we're going to wrap it up, talk about a little bit of fishing, and you were out this past weekend, so tell us what was going on.
So last Sunday, I was pulling weeds, like everybody needs to be doing this time of year. My dad texted me and says, hey, we're going to go for a boat ride for a couple hours. You want to come? I didn't even answer. I just showed up at his house.
So no, Dad, I'd rather pull weeds.
Yeah, no, I'd rather pull weeds. So we showed up, and we took the kids, and we just went joyriding. We didn't go fishing, but and I was like, what are these people doing? They were all anchored at the pass, and then it dawned on me they were sheephead fishing. Mm-hmm. Then there were people trolling the sandbars, and I'm like, what are they doing? They were trolling for Spanish. I didn't see anybody catch anything, but it's just about that time. A few squid have been caught on the St. Andrews Marina.
Okay.
I found that out yesterday or the other day. And so when them squid get here, them Spanish are, hours behind them.
This weekend now, I promise you, there's going to be some Spanish caught. And like I say, they were out there last weekend. They were trolling for them. And also the sheephead, they're catching the sheep. Those two, I'm glad you got to see that, because I wanted you to tell the folks about it. You saw it firsthand. And the squid, they're all following the squid, just like you said.
Absolutely.
And they're going to be in there. So this weekend will be a great time to go Spanish mackerel fishing. It's going to get better, but the boat's going to be out there, and we're going to have some pictures of it. You saw the picture I showed on yesterday's show. They did catch some Spanish in St. Joe Bay. They were not big Spanish, but they did catch a couple. Okay, now, the big thing, too, you saw the redfish, the picture of the redfish. I know our kayakers love the redfish.
Yep.
How have they got any reports from Burnt Mill up in that area? Have they been up there yet?
They've been in there. So the reports I've been getting, I don't know exactly where they've been, but big trout, a lot of really big trout have been caught lately. We've seen a bunch of 23, 24-inch plus trout caught in the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
A lot of flounder and a lot of redfish. So this is coming from 3 or 4 different people that fish all the time, and I know some of them fish the Burnt Mill, Crooked Creek area. I know some of them fish out in East Bay.
East Bay.
So I don't know where any of those reports came from, but that is half the fun of fishing, is hopping on Google Earth and going, I think there'd be fish there, and going.
Yeah, I've been amazed, or not amazed, just so thrilled watching the kayakers find these little spots over the years. Little spots I knew were there, but and the boats couldn't get in there.
Yep.
And I tell you what, one of them is, and we're going to run down to St. Joe Bay, is right there on the main, on Highway 98. You can pull over to the side, Highway 98, right as you go through Port St. Joe, and launch your kayak right there in a little channel. And you can't put a boat in there.
Exactly.
Well, these kayakers have it figured out, and so they could get in places that we couldn't get in with boats. And that's all through the bay system. East Bay the same way.
Absolutely. So that's the beauty of the kayak. You got a 2 foot wide, 3 foot wide scurry somewhere. You can just yank the yak through it and go fishing.
And you do it by yourself.
Absolutely. Put them on wheels. We never pick them up, you know. And they're comfortable. You can sit in them all day long. You hook a big fish, they pull you around a little bit.
Are the new ones come in yet? Or we got new kayaks?
Oh yeah, I got all 2020s in stock. We're completely out of last year's models, and you know, we've already sold through our 2020 shipment once already this year. So
that's awesome.
But our 2020 starts in September, so it's not like we did all that in that's 45-day period of 2020.
And the pedal system is just amazing.
And,
you showed it here.
Yeah, and if you come down in the store. In fact, next time I come in, remind me. I'll bring all the different drives they have. It has been a year or so since we probably talked about them a lot. But come down in the shop. We love 101. We love talking to you about the kayaks. Hobie has 3 different Mirage drives out now, depending on which model you get. So, and they have kayaks that go straight sideways now, forward, backwards, and they have price point boats. You can get in a pedal Hobie kayak for right at $1,400.
That's amazing.
Which last year that number was $2,200.
Wow.
So Hobie's listened. They have some price point boats. And they were able to do it without sacrificing quality. Slightly different manufacturing process.
I didn't know that.
It's technology's coming up, and they're able to drop some cost here and there, and make a quality product.
Well, we've run out of time.
Like always.
Hey, y'all run out this weekend now. All kind of good things going on in St. Andrew. We got the boat show also going on. You can go to all of them. Go to the boat show, run by St. Andrew.
Absolutely.
And go 4-wheeling up there in Compass Lake.
But you want to bring your dogs to St. Andrews for Salty Dog Day on Saturday.
That's Saturday, Salty Dog?
Salty Dog Day on Saturday.
That's going to be fun.
It's always fun.
I love dogs. All right, buddy, thank you.
Have a great day.
All right, and good luck with Salty Swagger. We're going to y'all support
thanks.
that. Y'all do something good today for your fellow man. Always do something good every time you get a chance. Have a great day. Enjoy the great outdoors, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.